Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of Only Pod Can Judge Me. I'm your host, the big fella D King. We are in the building. I got my man in the middle today. Who is he?
R to the K, a.k.a. Illogic, a.k.a. Illogic 100. Holla at me.
We got a special guest in the building today. Coach Mack, the Don Magic Wand. Dr. McFarland is in the building with us.
Talk to us. How y'all doing? It's a pleasure to be here today.
Oh, yeah, man. He's Dwayne is on vacation with the boys
yes,
out
sir.
there in Las Vegas with the Summer League. So we brought the second to kin in the building with us to have a good time, man. Hey, man. How was your weekend, RK?
It was cool, man. I just got, just chilled, man, hanged out. You know how I do, man. Nothing too much, nothing too violent, man. Just kept it cool, man. We did 4th of July at Charles' house, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
4th was epic again, another epic 4th of July success.
Except for somebody peed in the...
It ain't a good party until somebody pees in the pool, right?
Somebody peed in the water slide. I'm like, somebody told me, Harris is out there, my daughter's out there. It's like, hey, man, somebody peed in the pool, man. I'm like, man, it's all in her hair. I hope it in her hair. But luckily, they said they took it down and put it back up.
Yeah, we drained it all out, got it disinfected and inflated, filled back up.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a good time with both sides of the family, man. Give us a little insight on that, how you put that together.
Yeah. Man, just growing up, my Auntie Margaret always kind of was the patriarch and was able to bring the halls together for the 4th of July. And as they get older, just wanted to continue traditions and continue family around, especially after COVID.
Right.
Like our family's big huggers. So one of the hardest things for me during COVID was not being able to hug and kiss on my aunties and my cousins. That kind of got old. So the Lord blessed me to be able to, RK's wife, my cousin Jamonica was able to help me find a house. And it was, when I found the house, I was really bought it to be an entertainer because it's a good spot, got a good backyard. Yeah. And so it's very prideful to have my great uncles and all be able to come out and hang out and have everybody in one spot. Blow up the neighborhood, the fireworks and all. So yeah, it's great camaraderie and good family love, man. It's just a good atmosphere.
Yeah, man. I have a good time every year, like I said, and it's a little bit for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Where the kids were getting wet until almost 8 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty amazing. And just the beautiful thing of what I seen is how your neighbors, when you have good neighbors, man, it makes a huge difference. Because if you didn't have good neighbors, that wouldn't have been able to happen.
Yeah, shout out to my neighbors out there in Bonnie Lake. They know I only mess up the neighborhood once a year for the 4th of July. They know I take over the neighborhood, and they kind of have flashbacks because they're all retired, so all their kids done got older. So then it livens up the neighborhood for one day, and I get out there the next day and clean up, and they watch me clean up, get it all out the way. But yeah, man, I enjoy it. Just once a year. I'm pretty much introvert to that one day of the year and get to host and have everybody out. So that's a good time.
You're normally fighting these city streets, man. Shout out to Seattle City Light. That's Seattle City Light's finest, man. When we're at home in the bed complaining about not having no power, he's getting them power lines back up, man.
Gotta keep them lights on, man.
RK, man, you went to go see a comedian, man. Talk to us about that. You went to the comedy show, man.
Oh, yeah, man. I forgot about that, man. I went to go see Godfrey, man.
Okay, how was that, man?
That was cool. It was cool. He brought somebody out with him that, that was kind of wild, but, But, aside from that, it was a cool show, though. Godfrey got down. He's funny, man.
Was he funny like he was on Soul Plane?
Yeah. I can say, I'll tell you like this, man. We went to the late show. Mm-hmm. So you seen the red light come on, so it was time for him to, stop his show. But he kept going for like another 30, 45 minutes, man. Talked about everything, man. And he kept it real. He was solid. I liked it, man. I'll go back.
What is these mushrooms?
Yeah, man, that was good times, man. So we're going to start off with a little bit of fun. Got a couple things for you guys on the agenda. We got some hard-hitting agendas we're going to expound on today. First topic we're going to talk about is KeKe Palmer, Usher, baby's daddy.
No. Usher's and her baby daddy. They was having
Usher and her baby's daddy was beefing. Right.
No, so KeKe Palmer went on stage at Usher's show.
Yeah.
With this fishnet type of dress on, with the cheeks out. She's showing the cheeks.
Yeah.
And the baby's dad got on social media and addressed it. That, she's a mother and she shouldn't be out carrying herself like that. And, social media's went wild about it. Women kind of defending KeKe, the men kind of defending the baby daddy.
What's your perspective? Because only Pac can judge you.
Only Pac can
judge you. So what's your perspective?
I'm going to judge my baby mama's cheeks. She put them cheeks out. Can't be out with the cheeks out. Them is my cheeks.
Okay.
But she made an effort to say that, you know, since they're not married, you know what I mean, that since ain't no ring on it, she can kind of do what she want to do. She's an independent woman. So
how do you feel about that? So I understand what Beyonce said. If you like it, you better put a ring on it. So
yeah,
if you're dating and it's your girlfriend, should she show the cheeks?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, expound on that.
I think, you know, she should, you know, carry her. I don't know. It's a weird thing, right? She's an independent woman, but if they together, but I mean, apparently he must have thought they was together.
Yeah.
She's saying she, Usher all in her face singing to her, all of a sudden she's single. Yeah. So I don't know if that played into it.
It was the vibes?
It might have been.
I don't know. They took a screenshot and it looked like a vibe.
It wasn't a vibe?
But I think we kind of, there's some disparity between what consists of dating and what's a relationship.
Let's talk about it.
So to me, dating is like, if I go drive a car, I'm test driving it. Okay. I'm not going to buy the first car I drive off the lot. You know what I'm saying? That's dating to me. Okay. A relationship is we've had the conversation. We got a date. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know a year from now at this date, we had a conversation and intentionally said we're in a relationship. But if we're just dating, I mean, I can date you, I might be able to hang out. I'm trying to figure out what's the vibe.
Oh,
where's the vibe at?
So if you're dating, you're not really obligated.
But it gotta be a consensus, right?
Exclusive.
It gotta be a consensus.
Got you. Okay.
But what about when that baby comes into play? That's the thing, that's his baby mom. So he like, he thinking they got some attachment. They're in a relationship. That's a baby mom's. He's like, I don't want you out there like that. You're not doing right by our kid by being out there like that. You looking a little, a little wild out, a little loose out there.
Is she disrespecting herself or is she disrespecting her man? Or is it both?
I don't know. I think it's more, but if I'm dating a personality, right?
Okay.
So if I'm dating somebody like Nicki Minaj or something like that, I'm coming into there dating her knowing that she's going to have the cheeks out. Right. That's the type of vibe she's on. She's an entertainer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
From KeKe Palmer too? Because, she kind of got some more wholesome vibe.
In her early days. KeKe done got a little wild.
She's a little grown now. She's a little grown now.
Right. So is she wrong or is it disrespect? I mean, only Pac can judge either one of you.
I can't say if she's wrong or right based on I don't know the conversations that they've had behind closed doors and the parameters they set. Right. They could be swingers or anything else. You don't know what the conversations had and what the boundaries they've set. Right. But I don't agree with him going to social media about it. Okay. I'm not a big social media person where I'm going to let people into my business. I'm the type of one of people, if me and my girl disagree, then that's something we're going to keep in-house. We can go outside and nobody at the table should know that we're disagreeing. Right. And that's just kind of how I would like my house to be ran.
Your perspective on that? How would you treat
I agree with that 1,000%, man. Okay. I mean, if it's in the house, it's in the house. But this generation is a little different. They do everything online. You know what I mean? So everything is online. So their whole life is online. So I don't know if that's really their attack, but I agree with you, though. I think if this in the house, it's in the house. If it's a conversation, and really he could have waited for her to come home to have that conversation if they got a relationship like that. Yeah. Otherwise, he's just talking out, he's talking out of bounds.
So is Usher out of line?
Usher doing what he do.
He's doing what he do?
Yeah, Usher doing what he do.
Putting on the show.
Right. So he's just a performer at all times.
Oh, Usher got a glimpse and went over there and had to go sing to that.
Oh, so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely, man. My perspective, as I look at it, like I said, I think you, Coach Mack, it made a lot of sense when you said you got to know the parameters of relationship because some guys like for their girls. So, for example, Ice-T.
Yeah.
He's comfortable in his own skin and his wife dresses provocative. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't tripping a little bit. But then there's other people that are married that they like their spouse to be conservative. You know what I'm saying? And show just a tad bit, or even the Queen Bee.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay-Z's comfortable in his own skin because the Queen Bee, her outfits be crazy sometimes where she's about to fall out of them. But that's just
it's the confidence thing and being secure in your masculinity.
Yeah.
If I'm Jay-Z and I look like that and I'm going home with B every day, it's like, y'all can look at it. I go buy a nice car. It's not for me. It's for y'all to look at when I get out of it. Yeah. But it's still going home with me. I got the keys to it. But everybody's not secure in that like that.
But then, I wonder, because you got guys like Russell Wilson who wasn't always like that, but now he's with Sierra, and Sierra's wearing that same type of outfit.
Well, he shouldn't still be comfortable.
Is Russ comfortable?
He shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be.
The whole bathtub photo shoot. I'm discouraged.
My thing is, even though he should be, is he though?
He must be, because I mean,
his swag is a little different.
Well, he got the bag too.
Yeah,
he got the bag.
He got his chick. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he got Future's baby's mom.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it's kind
that's
of
cool.
lot.
Does Future still get the label on her, even though that's his wife now?
I mean, they got a kid together. You know what I'm saying?
Russell said that's his kid.
Oh man!
Hey,
Yeah, Future, he's making music and he's moved on, right?
The Wizard. Shout out to the Wizard, man.
Chance the Rapper was disrespected by letting the chick twerk on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his old lady was upset about that too. There's another thing. You dating an entertainer though.
Right.
Yep.
You dating an entertainer.
It's par for the course, really. You know
but what do you do in that situation? So, I mean, I understand the entertainment side of things, but is there boundaries? Twerking in the front is one thing.
Yeah.
Twerking on a human is another. Right or wrong? I'm asking.
She was twerking. I mean, I think the question becomes, he's supposed to be a wholesome guy and everything. Right. So they looking at him like side-eyeing him, like, why are you doing that? You're a married man. Why are you? But it goes back to what we're saying, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's an entertainer. He's out there. He is married. So I guess there's that. But I mean, there's strip clubs all across America for the same thing. So I don't know if he's wrong for that. I look at it like if it's what's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Coach Mack, what's your perspective on that?
I don't know. I mean, I think everything goes back to communication, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, there's if they're married, they've had some conversation, but clearly there's been some out of bounds for her to feel some type of way, or vocally say that she feels some type of way. Clearly she feel like a boundary was crossed, and at that point in time, he may have felt like it wasn't. So that's something you just got to go reevaluate as two people. I mean, we always have our perspective from the outside. I don't see nothing wrong with twerking, but that's the Mack. I ain't married, so.
And the thing is about it, though, we ain't heard about them having that conversation online.
Right.
They had that conversation. I assume it's been behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take a little piece from this situation, and we see power couples that are in the celebrity world. Do you ever see any issues out of Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade? Never, huh?
They talked about it, but we didn't see them. No.
Yeah.
We see him? You saw anything?
I haven't seen anything, but I mean, I'm sure everybody got their stuff. But like I said, it's just the social media thing. Like we're such in a generation we use social media to validate stuff. Like some people feel like they're not even really in a relationship until you post them. Yeah. Like, why you need that validation? I made a mistake of starting this thing called May Flowers in May. And I started posting like a day for each cousin, like posting 2 cousins. Then life got busy. I didn't post it. By April, like they calling me like, oh, I don't mean nothing to you. Like you didn't post me. I'm like, but I talk to you every day. I tell you I love you, hug you. But when you create that atmosphere of validating people through social media, now it's something that you got to keep up.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You did mess that up.
Your wife called
because you was definitely posting. I'm like,
I was in hot water on both sides of my family.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking and I see every day, and I'm like, man, that's nice. That's a nice gesture of what he's doing. And I didn't see my wife never on there. I'm like,
originally I thought I was like, man, I was first started. I was like, well, I'm gonna run out of women by the end of the day of my cousins. Then I started doing. I'm like, it's not enough days in May. Right. Like I done got myself in some trouble, and I mean I'm not too proud of a manager. I messed up.
Right. So just to kind of give you guys a perspective, like you said, I mean, it was beautiful Instagram posts with pictures. Each day what his cousins or family members meant to him, and he was going down the line. And keep in mind, my wife is on his mom's side of the family, which there's a lot of them, and I'm sure that there's a lot on your other side.
Both sides. I'm like one of the only boys on both sides of my family. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's
I got in some hot water.
You walk right into that one, man.
Yeah, man. So how did you get out of it?
A lot of apologies. But I'm not big on apologies. But yeah, I mean, I had to validate the fact that it wasn't intentional, but appreciate the fact that I did hurt some of their feelings. You know what I'm saying? You got to step outside yourself. Like, I'm not validated by social media, But by me putting that out there like that, and I created a validation to them that I owed them an apology. It wasn't to slight them. It wasn't intentional, but their feelings did get hurt. And you hurt people's feelings sometimes unintentionally.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. What's your perspective on that, RK?
I mean, they got that old saying. I don't know if this is the right place to say it, but
only I can judge you, fam.
They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You know what I'm saying? So you try to do the right thing sometimes, but sometimes it just don't pan out right.
Yeah, that's true.
My only question is, would you do it again, though?
No.
I got a question to both of you, man, and maybe shout out to Rakea. She's in the building with us today.
Yes, sir.
Guiding our cameras in the right direction, making sure she's co-producing here today. College girl, my niece and goddaughter. But why is social media so powerful? What is at one point in time it was identified as a college thing, because that's where it was created for college students, because there was really no way to communicate because they didn't have money for cell phones and different things like that. So obviously, Facebook came along, right? No, MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
MySpace came along.
Yeah.
Why is it so powerful to all ages? This is something that can appeal to. My daughter is 7 talking about Snapchat. No, you ain't got no Snapchat, or you don't need no TikTok, but she's doing dances with her mom. Mm-hmm. Why is social media so prevalent? I want you guys' perspective. I want you guys to think about that.
I think it's the natural human instinct to want knowledge, right? Or to know what's going on. I've caught myself a couple times, like I'm getting off of social media and I get off it for like a day or something and I'm fiending. Like it's terrible. Like you almost to the point where like religiously you can just fast from social media because you'll go to social media before you eat. You can say it. It sounds crazy, but we really do. Like now there's stuff that happens and like something happened in New York right now and we'll get it instantaneously and know exactly what's going on and have video of it.
Right.
And so, back in the day, you had to wait for the newspaper to come out. I mean, I still got my original Facebook where somebody had to actually invite you. You couldn't just get on Facebook and create a Facebook. Yeah, somebody had to be in college and send you an invitation to join Facebook.
Wow.
So it's different.
That's unbelievable. That's a good perspective.
What's yours, I think it's. I look at it from the other side of it, though. I think it's the attention. Everybody wants that attention that comes with it too. You look at it, you're looking to see how many people like that photo or how many people like that post. You know what I'm saying? It's that you crave that attention, and they say they know what they're doing when they develop it. You know what I'm saying? It's the gamification of it.
Yeah, the algorithms and all.
Yeah,
I felt myself. So I'm 100. I was so pro against it. I'm like, that ain't my thing. But even somebody dies, I'm like, pray for my family.
Yeah,
like it's. But I honestly believe in my heart I'm doing it so everybody don't call me.
Yeah.
So my phone don't just ring.
Yeah.
So they know that, okay, I got to make a decision. Do I call him or do I just say a prayer? Because I don't want my phone ringing all that time. But I find myself, even in the saddest part of death, you find a way to get it on social media to people to let them know.
Yeah.
Pray for my family because something bad just happened. No matter how bad it is, we find a way to put that post on social media. And it's just, am I doing it for, like I said, for people not to call me? Am I doing it because I want people to know? Like you said, attention.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Is that what it is?
I still can't fathom how people start crying and think to get on Facebook Live. Like, you hurt, but I'm crying, but I want you to see me crying.
Yeah. Once it goes that far, I'm like, you doing this for the likes, man.
Yeah, just like piggybacking off what RK said, I think also like social media, you could paint a picture. And you can almost make your life seem perfect to other people. Like you see what people post on social media and you think they got it all together. Right. And then you hang out with them or something like that. Like, wait a minute.
It's not even close to being like that.
This is bananas. What are you doing?
The house is dirty. I'm like,
why we at the Metro bus for? Where's the Rolls Royce you was sitting on? Oh, that was at the mall.
Hey, that's real right there.
Yeah,
so people really be faking it till they make it?
Oh, yeah. That's the recipe.
Man, I don't get that because I try to put it in perspective. Everybody that knows me kind of knows the way I live. I'm a family guy. I love to hang out with the family. I love my wife. I love my kids and just like to have fun. I just don't see why you got to be somebody else to make people. It doesn't pay you anything.
But most time when I post stuff, it's so old. Like I'll post something. I post pictures in Mexico. Dave come like, when'd you leave to go to Mexico? I'm like, that was last week. I just posted it today. I'm back in Barney Lake now. But I never kind of. I mean, my grandpas and them, they was a little different. They a little player made and did their stuff. So you don't never show your hand. You never go home the same way twice or whatever else. By the time I tell you what I'm doing or show you what I'm doing, it's old and over with.
Yeah. That makes sense, man. That makes a lot of sense. I look at it, the power that social media has, and like I said, I find myself on Instagram the most, and I'm find myself getting caught looking at reels. I'm watching people do all kind of stuff. Like I'm just like, and that ain't even my thing. I'm just like, I see somebody getting something out the ear, and it's like I'm like waiting to see what it is that's coming out. I'm like, what this happens to real humans? What's happening? Or when they're cutting the ingrown toenails out, like physically showing like that stuff. And I'm like, I think my mother-in-law, that's her fault because she had me looking at that. So I'm like, I don't want to look at that now. I find myself, when you're looking at the reels, I'm like, I'm stuck.
And the algorithm knows. It knows what you like, so it keeps showing you what you want to see.
That's crazy,
next thing you know, you just sat there for an hour looking at that little 3-minute, 5-minute video.
Yeah, it's crazy you said that. I tried to stay off of TikTok. TikTok was I was like, I'm never getting on TikTok. But then people kept sending me TikToks. Next I got a profile. And I still don't post. But like the other day, I was late to work. Got up on time, went to the bathroom, sit on my throne of grace. Look up, it's an hour later. I just been sitting there scrolling TikTok. I'm in the TikTok world.
Right. Yeah. Which one do you use the most? Which social media platform?
I'm still on Instagram, man.
You Instagram heavily?
Heavily.
Oh, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
You got 3?
I got TikTok too, but I don't use it too often. But Instagram is the one I'm on to see everything that I really want to see. Facebook, it's like my PG version of social media.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So
my Facebook more like a contact thing too. I found when I try to get off Facebook, like I got such a wide network between the funeral home and the church and everybody else. Right. I don't want everybody having my phone number, but that's somewhere they can reach me and actually know what's going on. People post flyers and stuff. Right. It's easier to keep up with a little bit of stuff.
Definitely good, and to keep up with family too. I'm out here a long way from home, so I got family back home that I like to see.
We ain't too far away from
I was about to say long way. You 2 hours.
An hour and a half flying, but driving is 12 hours.
Yeah, that ain't too much.
You're still on the West Coast.
You sound like you was way in Virginia. You didn't have to fly across country, man.
I'm a long way if I'm walking.
Like I could get up and just walk out the door and go to, you know what I'm saying?
You could, though.
You know what I'm saying?
You did that drive without taking an extra breath not too long ago.
I got to take that drive again, too.
See, that's what I'm saying. You did it with no hesitation.
Once or twice a year, though.
No hesitation. But I feel, you're away from all your family.
Definitely.
But, you got your family up here, but your direct immediate family, I get that. And one of the luxuries is, though, it's a hop, skip, and a jump if you do want to jump on that plane, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Or it's about an hour and a half away. And just speaking about social media kind of brings me to our next topic. Let me give this the real scenario for us, because we've seen this before, and the police brutality really, it's at an all-time high. Have they not learned their lessons from George Floyd yet? They don't respect women, and if you're gonna be serving the law, you got to have a sense of calmness, or I think it's that we're missing something. Yeah. They're missing something completely. And they're in the process of arresting somebody, and then they go and they body slam the woman and pepper spray her. What in the world would get you that angry of the woman that's recording what you're doing to make sure that it's not police brutality, that you fix in your mind that you could just go do that? It hurts my heart. It breaks my heart, because we have daughters, all of us.
Yeah.
We have a mother, all of us. We have a significant other, all of us. Imagine us in that scenario with them. Put yourself in those shoes.
Man, I'd be enraged. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
hard to talk about, right?
It's hard to talk about because it really gets deep, man. And especially if you personalize it, internalize it, it can really, you look at the way things have been. And we look at the way things have been in this country, and we see how the trauma is there. We've seen the movies that show the trauma that's been inflicted on families, on Black families in general,
right?
Men and women,
right?
And to have that happen to somebody in my family, I mean, you get enraged. What's going to happen next is that I'm gonna flip, and I'm gonna have to fight these cops with doing the best that I can, which could end up with me dying just because of them disrespecting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's there with me to the point that they want to walk up on her, grab her by her neck, and throw her to the floor.
Yeah.
Pepper spray her. If that's my mom,
come on, man.
If that's my wife, if that's my daughter.
Come on, man.
Oh man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it takes it to a different level. I mean, it's hard, like you said, it's hard to talk about because it takes it to a different level, and I hope they don't let this rest. I hope they don't let them like sweep this under the rug, get away with this. Well, this is something that needs to be addressed. I mean, I also got to think about that young brother, that African brother that lost his life in France. You see them rioting over there for him.
Right.
Same thing. I mean, it's tough to deal with, man. It's really tough.
Coach Mack?
Yeah, I don't know. I try not to speak about it too much because I'm kind of like, I don't see it getting better. Like I lost hope. Like when the pivotal moment for me was Trayvon Martin, because we got so excited that we had a black president, and so we got Obama in office. So that was supposed to be a turning point for us. But for the stuff that happened to Trayvon Martin, and then we get the same outcome with a black president, and that was supposed to be at the most pivotal part of our country, and even he couldn't do anything about it. I then knew that, to me, that resonated as, this is something that I'm always gonna have to deal with. It's something I'm always gonna have to tell my son about, that no matter how people address him or how he is approached by somebody that's supposed to be superior to him, that he always has to humble himself regardless if they're mistreating him or not, that he has to be less than a man, right, and that he can't stand up for himself, right, or that he can't hold them accountable without the threat of being killed and nobody being justified for it.
Yeah.
So it's just a tough situation. I'm protesting and wearing hoodies and all that. That peaceful protest, that stuff, like that's over with. Like we've done that. I had a conversation with a coworker, and he's a white male, and he made the comment that the problem that we have with police is because we don't know how to talk to them. And it made me lose sleep, because how is it that you guys can fight to walk around with AR-15s and guns and all this other stuff, and you're not considered a threat, but because I don't address you as sir, or I raise my voice, then now all of a sudden I deserve to die, and I'm a threat because of that.
It doesn't add up.
Yeah, so and growing up in Louisiana and seeing all that, I mean, it's a poison that's ingrained in this country that I don't think politics or anything like that's not going to get rid of it.
Did George Floyd's situation give us some hope though, with that happening?
I don't think so.
No hope at all.
I think the Memphis situation gave us a false hope.
Okay.
Because they punished the cops, but then again, it was black cops that they punished. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still haven't seen it done, with on the other side, and we always want to say, well, let's not make it about race, but it is. It's a race thing.
Yeah.
But we don't want to talk. We don't want to address the elephant in the room.
I mean, they don't want to talk about it because they know that it's the undercurrent of everything.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about CRT because they know it's the undercurrent of everything. They know where race sits inside the history of this country. It's like it's one of the first fundamental elements of the development of this country. They know that already.
Right.
That's not a debate. You know what I mean? And so for us to point it out and say, look at what's going on here, knowing that they would never allow that to happen to one of their own, to their mothers or their grandmothers. They wouldn't stand for it. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna look at us like we're supposed to accept this type of thing. Like, oh, there was something going on there. Like they were up to something. You could see from the footage. They're to the point that we can't even believe our own lying eyes, right? They don't want us to believe what we see on film.
Right.
So they can just come up to us, treat us like that, throw us on the ground like that, treat us like we don't even. Like, I mean, it's just wrong on so many levels. So many levels. It's terrible, man. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I look at it in a couple different perspectives, because we know what Martin fought for, and it cost him his life.
Yeah,
but there was hope. Like Miss Rosa Parks with the bus situation. You can sit wherever you want to on the bus now. That was never a thing before when they boycotted. So that's still standing.
Yeah.
equal rights to a degree, with what Martin said, but at the end of the day, man, it's just I think if you got to continue to fight and push for it. I feel you to a degree, Mac, with what you're saying, but I think it's something that there just has to be strong-minded people that stand up for what's right and what's wrong, and this judicial system has to change. Like I said, what happened to all those people that stormed the White House that was in Nancy Pelosi's office that was sitting with their feet on the... I didn't see no black people doing that.
No.
I never heard even what happened to any of those people. Did they go to jail?
Some have.
They might have got 30 days or something like
Yeah.
that. They wasn't killed. It wasn't killed. So.
Right.
I mean, you look at the person that even incited that. I mean, the person that really put that whole thing together to organize it and got that thing popping. He hasn't been spent a day in jail behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so and I'm saying the thing that will happen now in this situation is because the footage has been seen, they'll get paid, but is it worth what they went through?
No, it's an easy out.
Right.
Even like when we say, with the Rosa Parks thing and the equal rights and all that, those are small victories. But then when you talk to people that are quote unquote allies or whatever else, they want you to be excited about the inch. Well, I'm just one of the people, I can't be excited about the inch when I deserve the foot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not excited because now you let me sit on the front of the bus. I'm not excited because you allowed me to drink from the same water fountain as you. That doesn't excite me. I deserve to be, if not your equal and somewhat better at some point, to be put on the same platform. Whereas now it's like we took the backseat to a lot of other things. You got so many other agendas now. You got the LGBTQ agenda and all the rest of the stuff. It's like we still getting pushed to the back. Yep. Like all this stuff happened before Pearl Harbor, but then you start these internment camps here, and they lock up all the Asians and put them under bridges and stuff. We don't know that. It's not in the history books, but they locked them up under I-5. But then when they let them go after that, they paid them.
Yeah, reparations.
You got a city right outside of Vancouver, Washington, between Portland and Vancouver, that used to be where now the river is, and they flooded the city because it was all black people that lived there, and they didn't want them in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
So they flooded the city. But this is stuff that we don't hear about, we don't know about.
Right.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, we don't know about it.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. You bring up that, and you see what just happened recently, where the judge that the last survivors had a case, for reparations in that situation, and the judge actually just dismissed the case. So these people that actually were
they waited for them all to die.
Yeah,
one of the last survivors was 109 years old, lived right here in Seattle, Washington, but they waited for him to die, and they dismissed the case. Where you got American military that dropped bombs on the U.S. city.
Exactly.
Man, it's been messed up on so many levels for so long. And I get it, man. It's just like I said, man. We just gotta keep pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, be model of who we are and what we stand for, and know your rights and stand up for them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and like I said, hold your head high and continue to press towards the mark. That's how I feel, because at the end of the day, I am somebody. You are somebody. You are somebody. You are somebody. We as a people are somebody. I will not play second fiddle to nobody, regardless of what. You know what I'm saying? Or be made to feel different because of. That's just preposterous to me.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
Yeah. I guess I just got one more thing to add to that,
for
man.
Sure.
I see what happened. They want to say that everything's equal. That was a justification for getting rid of affirmative action, but we still seeing the same things happen every day.
Yeah.
So I think, they took the term woke and made it into what they want it to be. But woke really means, we see the system for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
sure.
That just needs to be understood.
Yeah, no, for sure. What's you guys' perspective on it? Because only Posh can judge you. Like at the end of the day, like I said, this is based off of our personal opinions and with some stats that are factual. But we love to know all the people out there. Please like and comment and share if you like what's happening right now. Fellas, we have something big happening in 2 weeks. Possibly the biggest fight in the century of boxing in 2 weeks.
That's in 2 weeks. Wow.
July 29th, 2 weeks. They say the biggest fight in the history of boxing. First, two part of this question.
Let's go Crawford.
Do you we're going to talk about it. Do you agree that it's the biggest fight? And do you agree that it'll be one that we'll talk about for a lot of years to come?
Do I agree it's the biggest fight? At this point, I can't say that yet.
Okay.
But, and I got to say the same answer for when we talk about it for years to come. If they get in there and, they just, they're filling each other out for 12 rounds and nothing ever happens, which, we've seen that happen before.
Yeah.
Then we're going to forget about it. We're going to go on. They're going to try to sell us another one to say it's going to be, they're going to try to decide it. But if they get in there and it's a slugfest and they go in there and battle like we know they can, and they can go out there and lay it out, and somebody really wants to win this, then I can see this fight really being up there as one of the great fights of all time. But, I mean, they got to really get in there and get down. You know what I mean? You got to look at the history of boxing and who they're trying to say they're better than if that's the case. You know what I mean?
Their records implicate based off of both undefeated with championships, and it's for the undisputed. So there leaves no doubt. I'm just talking about the buildup. I'm not saying, I'm just giving you the buildup. Act like I'm Showtime. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you the buildup of what they're saying because I've been digging and listening and crawling and scratching and listening and vice versa. And they're trying to build it. The T-Mobile Center sold out already.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
What's your perspective, Coach Mack?
I think it's the biggest fight just in the perspective of we've been wanting it for so long.
Okay.
And to me, boxing's kind of been down for a while. We had Roy Jones and Pacquiao, and then there'd be no really big undercard. So it ain't the days where we have Roy Jones fighting one weekend and you got Jab Dude and them fighting the next weekend. We don't have a whole lot of hype around boxing that is continual match after match after match. Whereas now.
So you weren't up on you weren't following the Deontay Wilder era? You weren't big on that?
No.
No?
Deontay Wilder, he's just a slugger. I'm more of a Roy Jones, kind of Doctors of Destruction type, got some technique to it. Wilder's over there being a bully. You know what I'm saying? They just being a bully. Just out there.
That's the fight game, though.
Yeah. It's not a lot of technique to it.
He did not have, he wasn't technically sound. You're right.
Yeah.
He didn't have all the skills.
Well, I didn't like him going, he going to the ring and he's about to knock whoever's out in there with him. Yeah. You got people leaving the ring. He's like, I'm not fighting him.
Right. So right now, you don't think it's in a good place. So you look at right now.
I think it's in the uptick.
Okay.
And I really wish they would have fought before Errol Spence had his car accident. I think he's a different fighter post car accident.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he's worst?
I don't think he's in his prime anymore.
Really? I don't think he's prime.
Yeah, I don't think he's as aggressive a fighter as he was before his car accident.
Like he lost.
That's life altering, right?
Oh, you're right.
And I think he fights different. Yeah, I think he fights a little different.
My perspective, and I'm gonna come back to both of you. This is the hungriest I've seen him for a fight ever.
Well, he should be. Crawford hits hard.
And so does he. I think that whoever throws the most punches can hurt the person. I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna stand on it. As you said it, you heard it here on Only Pod Can Judge Me. Errol Spence, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
I don't think so, man. I'm still rocking with Crawford.
Yeah, I gotta rock with Crawford.
I gotta go with Crawford.
I gotta go with Crawford. And I'm an Errol Spence fan, but just being a boxing fan, statistics wise, and just looking at it, I just got a gut feeling. And he's from Dallas too. So I'm a Louisiana boy. I can't.
But Crawford is from Nebraska. He's from Omaha.
It ain't Texas though.
Omaha. We're never going there. Omaha. Peyton Manning called that as an audible.
DMX with Omaha on belly.
And the illness in Nebraska. It can go either way, but I've rocked with Spence in all his fights, and he hasn't let me down.
Yeah,
he hasn't let me down. But you guys both we're going on record saying Crawford.
I got Crawford, man. I think
decision
Crawford,
or did somebody get knocked down?
Decision.
Yeah.
Decision.
12 rounds.
I got Spence.
You got Spence in a knockout?
I got Spence in winning the fight. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
No, I need you to make a decision.
Yeah.
I need you to put it on the table.
Only pod can judge you.
Decision.
Decision gonna go 12 rounds.
I didn't know how crazy you was gonna go because you.
Decision. You're rolling with your fighter. I'm doing the same thing you're doing is rolling.
That's when we need Dwayne here.
Then we got another big one coming up. It's just signed.
Who's that?
Charlo versus
Canelo.
Versus Canelo.
Yeah.
What you got? What you guys see?
Canelo's.
I think Charlo gonna eat that man up.
Ooh.
Yeah, pause. You know what I'm saying? I think Canelo is another guy that's, although he's a great fighter, he's lost a step. He's slowing down. He's taking fights this is the most dangerous fight I've seen him take in a while. The other fights, he was barely getting through, and they weren't even really dangerous fights for him.
Because he won't take that other fight.
What's that?
Benavidez.
Who's going to take that fight?
He don't want that fight.
Ooh,
Nobody don't want that fight.
Yeah.
It was what it looked like. What you think, Mac?
I think Charlo got the upper hand,
Uh-huh.
but I think Canelo is old and wise enough. I think if he took this fight, then he's aware of a weakness that Charlo may have.
Really?
And I think if he can pick his spots right, and they got a good game plan, I think he can.
You think so?
It'd take a valiant effort to be one of them Italian stallions, Rocky Balboa come out, but I got to pick an upset in that one.
Is it because you're from Texas?
So you just don't like the Texas. Something happened in the Texas. I don't know what did the Dallas Cowboys lose you money? Something ain't right in Texas, man.
They ain't treat Zeke right.
Something ain't right in Texas.
You know what I'm saying?
But I will say this. Those are two big fights. And then obviously this weekend, Boots Ennis just knocked somebody out. They were both undefeated.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really good fight until somebody got caught with that left hand hook. And it just destroyed him. He couldn't even get back up.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
he hits hard too.
Live or die in the ring, you can get the wrong spot.
Yeah, you're right.
And it'll change the whole outcome.
You're right.
The whole outcome.
What weight class is Boots Ennis in?
That's a good question. Rickey, can you look that up for us? The weight class Boots Ennis is in. And then also, Shakur Stevenson is doing a lot in social media right now. He's calling out Haney. Yeah. He's calling out Lomachenko.
He got to.
He's trying to get active.
He's on the way up.
He's trying to get active out there.
He got to.
If they fought, does he beat Haney?
Yeah.
Easily?
No. Not easily.
I don't know. Haney just went through a breakup. He might be baby right now.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, she done covered up the tattoo and everything.
Oh.
He might be baby right now.
He
might be angry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Shakur might bring her in the ring with him.
But nobody's messing with nobody's messing with the tank, though, right?
No.
Nobody's messing with the tank.
Javante?
You guys all pound for pound the best? RK, you agree?
It's his time right now.
Tank?
Yeah.
Pound for pound, the best? Yeah.
He's a showstopper.
I'm wondering why he doesn't have any belts, though. That's what I'm...
Because he left the weight class.
Oh, that's what's going on.
He left that weight class, so he doesn't have any belts in his new weight class because what did it say when they leave the belts?
You abandon them?
They abandoned the belts because he went to a different weight class. So it's still, if he went back I don't know if he'd have to win them back or how boxing does it, but he went up to another weight class in order to do it. It was like that was too easy.
Well, he needs to get. I want to see that guy with some belts on, but he got to get some hardware. He's the money fight, man. He gets the hardware. I mean, he can dictate everything inside the division.
Can Haney or Shakur beat him?
I don't know. Tank's just one of them people that you got to ride with until somebody beat him for right now. Until somebody beats him or like 5 or 6 years pass and he start losing steps. But right now, you got to beat him.
I don't think they can beat him.
He's king of the mountain. You got.
How do you beat him? Because he can take a punch.
Pray.
You gotta hope he's having a bad night.
You gotta hope he's having a bad night.
I never saw a little dude hit that
Or
hard.
he shock his body too much jumping weight class. Well, when he ain't fighting, he puts on some pounds.
But he looked like he's ready for it now. He always comes in shape. I haven't seen him come in look
his
like
trainer's amazing.
Man, his footwork is on point. He's
a problem.
I think if somebody's gonna beat him, they're gonna have to outpunch him. I mean, really have the power and the speed to outpunch him, and that's a combination that I haven't seen inside that division. More lethal than his. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Did you guys see the big 6'6" or the 6'7" Mexican that had the long arms? And he was a young guy. He just got knocked out the other day. He was like taller than, I'm gonna show you guys, but I forget his name, but I had high hopes for him because he was fighting on a lot of the undercards, beating people up, knocking people out. And, man, he got hit so hard, man. His body folded like Glass Joe off of Mike Tyson's punch out. He didn't just fall like he felt like back like this. Like his body just fell back all the way to the ropes like it was just he had him stuck. It was pretty crazy.
But he probably was fool's gold. You know, they come out with some guys like they was talking about a Japanese fighter that they was all hyped up about. He's gonna be the next this and next that, and was fool's gold too. So I don't know, man.
These lightweight and all these other guys are holding because heavyweight is not doing nothing. It was just nobody could beat Tyson.
Tyson
Fury, nobody can beat him.
Oh, Tyson Fury. No, he's too big and he's too strong, man. And I don't know, man. I kind of think Tyson Fury be lightweight cheating, man. I seen his hands do some flippity things, man. He fought Wilder. I don't know, man.
He has one belt though. The what's his name? Got the other two belts. What's his name? Not Ugas. What's the
Usyk.
Usyk.
Yeah,
he got all the other belts.
He got all the other belts,
yeah.
And I mean, nobody wants to see him. Joshua's fighting somebody else because he don't want to see him either.
Joshua, he's done.
Did he beat Joshua? I think he beat Joshua.
Joshua's done. He got beaten by Andy Ruiz. He hasn't recovered since then, man. He has not recovered since then. I think boxing's in a really good place. I also believe that these two fights coming up are going to be able to hopefully change history, like they say with the Hearns and Hagler,
man,
and like the Ray Leonard and the Hearns and those type of fights, and hopefully Earl and you guys, this guy Crawford could put on a show that makes people talk about it for a long time.
Boots Ennis he's a welterweight.
Welterweight, okay, yeah, and he's tough, man. He said he wants all the smoke.
Yeah.
He wants all the smoke, and he's actually backing it up when he plays.
I like to see it, though, man. I like to see a guy that's out there hungry, ready to get down, man. You know, I love boxing, so.
No, absolutely. And before we go into our next subject, we didn't get a chance to talk about it on a couple of the casts, but this free agency has been in a frenzy. What about the paychecks that people are getting right now in the NBA? And all the contracts are guaranteed money, where there's mid-level players getting paid hundreds of millions.
I don't understand the psychology of it, man, to be honest with you right now. I don't understand because there's guys, like you said, there's mid-level guys that's getting the big payouts. But you see a guy like Westbrook that went to the Clippers and really contributed in that playoff run, and he walks away with like $8 million.
It's like for some reason, I think it's with that organization when he decided to stay, and I don't know if he's going to re-up on if it's I don't know, it's a 2-year deal.
I think so, 2-year deal.
So I don't know if he's going to re-up later, but I think that's disrespectful for him to be a former MVP.
Yeah.
And the only guy besides Oscar Roberts to have a triple-double.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times in a whole season. When I got some guys that made, so no disrespect to Grant Williams for Boston, but he signed like a 4-year deal, $53 million deal.
Yeah.
He averaged like 8 points a game. So it's like what are we, Bruce Brown had a good playoff run, and he got signed for 2 years for $48 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I just look at it like that just shows you that the next TV deal is going to be bananas if these teams can pay these players like that. What's you guys' perspective on it?
I don't really think we really have comprehended the amount of money that is involved. Because even if I look at it at just the NIL deals that these high school players and going into college are getting, you're like, man, this is the money that we know about now. And if they can afford to pay these type of athletes this type of money just coming out of high school,
man,
there's some money out there that we and where's all this money been the whole time?
Yeah, getting paid undercover.
Yeah. So,
not telling nobody about it. That's why them kids is driving.
You got Angel Reese. Angel Reese makes more money than any WNBA player.
Wow.
At LSU. She's at LSU. And even when she was on the podcast, she told him, like, I'm gonna stay in college all 4 years. Why would I leave? I'm making more money here than I would in the WNBA.
That's unbelievable.
I'm stuck on an airplane in Dallas a couple weeks ago. I'm sitting in first class.
Where you at?
I was in Dallas.
Okay.
Stuck on the airplane. Couldn't get off the plane, right?
Right.
And I'm sitting there in first class, and I watched the Seattle Storm get on a plane. They all go to the back and coach. I'm like,
Whoa, wait, hold on. So you actually, because Dwayne mentioned this on a previous episode.
That's what
I'm sitting on the plane in Dallas.
Okay.
I'm sitting in first class, and I look up, and I'm like, that looks like Joel Lloyd. I'm like, I'm sleepy. Then I see everybody start Seattle basketball. Now every woman that get on the plane is 6'5", 6'6". And I'm like, man, that's a Storm team. And they all like, yeah, we just won tonight, but they're all going all the way to the back of the plane. They're sitting by the bathroom.
Wow.
That's bananas.
How?
That's wild.
We talked about
That's
this.
bananas.
And people commented on the cast. How is the WNBA players sitting in coach on commercial flights?
Well, I did a little investigating and digging, and they said they got something in the WNBA policy that says that if every team can't afford it, then no team can have it.
See, he said that too, right?
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
If every team can't afford it, then no team can have it.
I mean, but the NBA got to do something about that. That's just a bad look, in my opinion. That's just,
right.
I mean, that's like treating the WNBA like second-class citizens. If that's the case, then they need to make sure the ownership has the money to properly staff and transport them players. They should not have them players out there looking like that.
Yeah, it's a risk too.
They shouldn't be riding commercial. They're professional athletes.
They're professional athletes.
Right.
Yeah.
And they got fans and everything else. And they got hecklers and everything else.
It's
a problem.
With the gold mama.
Yeah.
She's the gold mama. And it's like, you can't see her in a commercial site sitting next to your kid.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not to say that they're any better than, but
they deserve a little bit. They deserve a little better.
They're professionals.
They deserve better.
They brought more championships to our city in the past couple of years than any organization we have.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
Parades and everything.
And you're sitting in first class and you're just watching everybody
Half
get
filet mignon.
I mean, you're right, because I agree with you. It's not like they're better people than anybody else. They're all people, but at the same time, they're professionals, man. And you just expect more. I expect more for the NBA to allow these players to be trained. I mean, they're professionals, man. What does that mean, though? We got to give these girls just as much to aspire to as the boys.
I agree.
And they represent something. Everywhere they go, they represent the city of Seattle, right?
I agree.
And as a city, we should,
without us, especially with us not having no men's team.
Yeah.
They're holding it down for basketball.
Exactly.
They're the best Seattle team we got.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, they're the best Seattle team. We had arguably one of the best players to ever play in the WNBA just retired.
Sue Bird.
Right.
Sue Bird.
She
wow.
Phenomenal. Her accolades match almost the accolades of LeBron. I know it's a different game, but if anything is close to LeBron accolade-wise, that means you're doing something, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you can't deny her greatness.
Right. And it's just...
And doing it for longevity,
right.
too.
And it's just amazing.
And I've seen Sue Bird like 2 years ago play in person, and she hadn't lost a step.
Yeah,
she was still balling.
It's crazy. They got to do better. They have to do better.
For sure.
The NFL season's coming up. I know, Coach Mack, you are involved in high school football.
Shout out to the Beach Boys.
Shout out to the Beach Boys. Coach Mack is over there. Coach Mack
I'm at the beach now.
He done finally got over there with us. You know what I'm saying?
December 2nd at UW.
You guys are going to be ready
going for state, baby.
You guys are going to be ready. Just talking about the NFL to get a perspective, did the Seahawks do enough to be championship contenders this year?
I think they did enough to make a good run in the playoffs. I think we might be one or two pieces shy, but I'm excited about the direction they're going in. I don't think we should consider ourselves to still be in the rebuilding phase. We got weapons. Our defenses should be solid. Yes, our defense should be nasty.
Yes, it should.
I'm not a huge Geno fan, but I think Geno, he does a good job managing the game, right? And we got so many weapons with Jackson Smith and Jigma and Lockett and DK. There's some, K9 at running back. Oh, we're nasty. We got some stuff to be excited about.
So it's going to be cool to go to some games.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. What about your Cincinnati Bengals?
You going to call me out?
I got you.
With my Bengals? I
Come
got
on,
Jamar
Chase, baby.
You got a squad. They got a squad, man.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Burrow.
They got the LSU's down there. Louisiana, baby.
Yeah, they
Jamar
got
Chase.
The whole squad.
Best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Best wide receiver in the league. Hands down.
We're going to talk about
that was a part of a previous episode, too. I think my Bengals are gonna be all right, man. I think they're gonna do. I'm speaking on them with bated breath, man, because I've been through some seasons with the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? And we've had two good ones back to back, and I'm like,
what does Icky Shuffle look like?
What does Icky Shuffle look like? Yeah, I remember what it looked like.
Can the fans see it?
Oh, they can see the commercial if they look at it do the cold cuts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
They can't get it from you right now. You're a true fan. Okay,
but yeah, man, I think the Bengals. I'm nervous, man, because you you got that boy in Baltimore coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just got paid.
Oh, yeah. They
Yeah.
paid the man.
He's tough.
You
Problem,
got
child.
man, you got the Buffalo Bills still right there. You know what I'm
They got a
saying?
squad
It's tough
too.
to see.
You got Pittsburgh, who's a thorn in our side forever. Who's they
Yeah, but they're in the
You cannot
Yeah.
talk about the NFL without talking about the Philadelphia Eagles.
oh yeah.
The Eagles are a problem. I'm so
They're a
upset with the
problem.
rest of the NFL for allowing the Eagles to draft all those Georgia Bulldogs. Do y'all understand almost their whole defense is Alabama and Georgia
Yes.
players, and the Alabama
Yes.
players all played under Kirby Smart. So their whole defense has Kirby Smart's mentality. They speak the same language,
And they
same
just
term.
brought it to the NFL.
And
It's
their dogs. Oh, I did not know
Alabama
that.
and Georgia, the best defensive players in the world. That's why they get drafted so high every year.
Yeah.
You always see in the top 5, Alabama or Georgia, either
Bro.
offensive lineman or defensive
I'm so
lineman. is
tired of my
always good.
cousins and family members that are Eagle fans.
Well, what does the new look Jets look like with
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers?
Rodgers?
They say
I'm so afraid of Vegas and Aaron Rodgers right now. I just feel like they're gonna do like Peyton when he went to the Broncos and try to give him a Super Bowl on his way out.
Hey, you're right.
Hey.
I'm glad you said that because
Because they let Brady get one before he left.
Yeah, they gonna give
Yeah.
it.
They let Brady get
They
one
stole
before he
one
left.
from us to give it to Jerome Bettis. I was
Yeah.
at your apartment
Oh,
watching it.
yeah.
Back in the day.
with the bus.
Unnecessary
yeah.
roughness on Matt Hasselbeck. I still lose sleep over that.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a
I
fact.
remember that.
Wow.
I ain't forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that means it scarred you.
Yeah.
'Cause it's still-
We needed that.
What about the defending champions?
Kansas City,
He's still there.
he's still there. They
That
ain't going
quarterback
nowhere.
is still there, man. It's
Oh, you
hard-
can't
he's
count
hard
him
to
out,
deal with.
man. I mean, as
He's
much
hard
as
to deal with, man.
yeah, no matter
I
what,
think
you can't count him out.
Yeah, well, I think their greatest asset is Andy Reid, honestly. I don't think Andy Reid, I mean, people give him his props kind of quietly, but they still talk about Belichick. But Andy Reid, he's been a problem in the league for so many years.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think, going back to your previous statement that they gave, they be giving them Super Bowls away. I think that AFC Championship game against us, man, they gave that to Kansas City, man.
You can't say that because it's against your team.
I mean, he was out there with one leg, and they came out with the weird calls at the last part of that game, man.
It's
Come
called
on.
an adrenaline rush. That's called
Yeah, Byron Leftwich did it in one leg. Offensive lineman carrying him down the field.
He was hurting. He was hurting the championship too.
Yeah, he was hurt. His
Yeah.
ankle
Jalen
was.
Hurts put on an absolute show. It just
Yeah.
was not enough. They gave
Jalen's a
Kansas
problem.
City too much time, man.
Jalen's a
And
problem.
Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
is serious, man.
Shout out to his management
Jalen
team
Hurts is
too.
no joke.
Yes.
Beautiful
But he
black
kept
women
running that
put
same
down.
block.
Yes,
Beautiful
sir.
women. He got a
yeah.
woman team putting it down to him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's a great platform.
Shout out
That's-
to
yeah,
his management
for sure.
team.
Got
They
him
put
paid
together.
and appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they reset the market though with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And didn't his management team help out with Lamar Jackson's?
Well, no.
I
But
can't confirm
not
that.
not actually, but they reset the market because it was basing it on old boy that played for the Browns now.
Deshaun Walker.
Just he was looking at his contract and trying to negotiate based on that. But when Jalen Hurts got his contract
Yeah.
done, he was able to base his contract off of what Jalen Hurts got
Gotcha.
and got him back in Baltimore.
Which,
So,
would you guys in agreement that Lamar Jackson deserve all that?
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
He deserves
definitely.
If anybody's
Pay
a
the man.
MVP,
Yeah.
like his team moves how he moves.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
His team move how
If
he
he ain't
moves.
playing, it's gonna be tough.
And he's doing it in cornrows like Sealy on Color Purple.
If he ain't playing, then the tight end ain't getting nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
no
The wide
money.
Receivers ain't getting
Yeah.
nothing. They switch running backs every game because everybody's getting hurt
Yeah.
all the time. So he's the number one rusher.
Yeah.
They say what's his name's gonna have a breakout year.
Who's that?
The quarterback for Chicago.
Oh, he's a Buckeye.
Who's that?
Yeah,
He's a Buckeye.
Fields.
Oh, Justin Fields.
He's from Georgia. You know, Georgia.
But
kid,
Chicago
QB1.
ruins quarterbacks, though, man.
Man, he ran all over everybody at the end of the year.
year.
Well, you know they got a new general manager, so you know they're on the up and
that
up.
brother was
Might
averaging
change some
200 yards
things.
rushing a
Yeah.
game in the NFL. He was the leading rusher. And they had David Montgomery and what's his name?
OHIO, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to
that's
Buckeyes.
correct.
They
Yeah, for
they got
sure.
them everywhere. Jackson Smith and Jigma, Chris Olave, Justin Fields.
Yeah,
It's wild.
The NFL's gonna be fun this
Yeah.
year. I just hope there isn't no bust. Like I hope that everybody plays hard where it's a battle
Yeah.
to get in the playoffs. Like so, what is?
Did San Francisco do anything in all season?
I don't know if they did.
I don't
Anything, but
know.
they got a squad coming back.
Yeah.
They got a squad coming back.
Do they have a quarterback, though? Because they went through 3 of them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
who was
saying?
the quarterback in San Francisco? No, it's the young boy
They
that got hurt. What's
With the
his name?
arm. Yeah.
All of them got hurt.
Yeah, all of them got hurt.
They were trying to make He was like,
oh, he got hurt in the Super Bowl?
No,
Oh, you talking about Trey Lance?
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
They were trying to make him the guy.
Yeah.
They were trying to make him the guy.
Bringing him back.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I think if you have a prediction, who finishes, who goes to Super Bowl, AFC, NFC? I'm putting you on the spot now. With no nothing.
It's hard for me because I love my Seahawks.
Okay.
But the Eagles, it's hard to go against the Eagles.
So you got the Eagles out of the NFC.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the Eagles. And it's hard to go against Andy Reid. But I'm gonna go with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati
Man,
and the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
That's my same pick.
Hey, you heard it here. Only Pocket Judge. Coach Mack just said it.
Yeah.
Cincinnati and the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Burrow?
Yeah, I think
Come on,
AFC
baby.
Championship, Buffalo and Cincinnati.
Ooh.
And that's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
Does Deshaun Watson come into his own in Cleveland this year, though?
I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people.
Ooh.
But I think they're 2 years away.
They got weapons, though.
Yeah.
That's a
They
deadly
got
game.
nasty defense at the doghouse.
They do got nasty defense.
They got some corners over there.
And they got that Garrett guy that just comes and bring your neck every single
He's not
time.
even the best defensive lineman they got no more.
Right. That's crazy.
They got a rookie that's pushing him.
Pushing him already?
Pushing him.
Ooh.
Miles ain't even been able to beat him off the line. I've been watching practice.
Oh, yeah, you're locked in.
I'm locked in.
And then when I came to your house the other day,
I'm watching film, baby.
film. He was locked in. I'm like, I'm not even going to sit in the couch next to you. I'm going to sit in the chair. I'm going to let you continue to lock in, man.
Wow.
Who you got? Come on.
I'm in the same picks. I picked NFC. I was going to say the Eagles. That was my first pick. But I'm going to rock with my boy, Cincinnati.
And you got Cincinnati to win the whole thing?
Cincinnati winning the whole thing. Even though I'm nervous about it.
I think the only thing keeping Cincinnati from the Super Bowl will be injuries. If they get some key injuries, it'll knock them out.
Joe Burrow got to stay healthy, huh?
Yeah, Joe Burrow for sure.
Man, that line got to protect him, man. They got to give that man some time, man. That's the main thing.
Because he'll play through injury, but
they got the running back.
Yeah.
They got the receivers.
Yep.
They got the tight end.
Got defense.
Yep.
They got defense.
They got to stay healthy.
Yeah, got to stay healthy. Who do I got?
Yeah.
I'm going Seahawks, man. I'm hoping the Seahawks get there. They're gonna surprise the Eagles with that defense. Bobby Wagner and guys coming back for it last time to put it together.
I think they can if they end up getting home field advantage and they got to come to Seattle.
Yeah. Because the 12th man is real.
Yeah.
That atmosphere is electric. You can't hear the person sitting next to you right here or right here. It's deafening.
You know what challenged that atmosphere?
What's that?
The Kraken.
Yes, it does.
Plays during Kraken playoff season.
I didn't go this year. What was that like?
The craziest atmosphere I've ever been in. So at first I thought the crazy atmosphere I've been in was a Sounders game.
Okay.
But that's an open stadium. Climate plays during the Kraken game. It's bananas.
It was crazy.
It's bananas. I'm singing all the songs. I'm in it. They got glow wristbands, the lights is out.
Locked in.
So
you just find yourself smiling just for no reason.
I got a Kraken gear section in the closet. Man, it's a great. I love being from Seattle, man. It's amazing. We got a lot of good stuff going. We just got to get the Supersonics back.
That's so filthy. We got something happening in Seattle literally right now, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball has the All-Star game. It hasn't been here in 26 years.
Home run derby right now.
Home run derby right now. We got actually an All-Star that's playing for the Mariners on tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep,
he's playing tomorrow. And then also they had Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday, Rickea?
Friday at HBCU.
Friday they went to the HBCU game and hosted by King Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
That was a good event. Right. First time ever. He brought them all together.
That's dope.
It's just it's a good look for Seattle to show that we can hold something.
Yeah.
Baseball's called America's sport, right?
Yeah.
And so the news said over 100,000 people downtown.
140,000.
Wow. Daily.
Whoa.
Yep. Shout out to Mayor Bruce Harrell, man. For the past 30, 40 days prior to the All-Star game, the city's put the money out. Seattle City, like the police. We've cleaned up the city. We put stuff together. Yeah, shout out to Bruce Harrell.
People don't know downtown Seattle was getting kind of,
Oh, no, for real.
It was getting kind of rough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, he did his thing.
But with us being able to have those stadiums and that atmosphere down there with it being big enough and when it's at nighttime, it looks great. I mean, I got the pier right there. You got the Ferris wheel. Yeah. It's a beautiful attraction.
One of the best city skylines there is.
Right, absolutely.
Sure.
Then they can jump on the Ferris wheel and it lights up at night in the All-Star colors, and it's just a good vibe and it's a good look for Seattle as a whole. I'm not really too big of a baseball fan, but I'm going to watch that All-Star game because obviously it's exciting because you're looking for everybody to hit home runs because they're not really playing to the magnitude as if the season's on the line, but it's good for us to be here. I know you may not have that same effect with you being from the Bay, or not the Bay, from Sacramento. No disrespect, but from Sacramento, but just the atmosphere for us. What a lot of times they don't bring stuff up here because they don't think we can handle it.
Yeah.
But with them giving us an opportunity and a chance, I think it's big just for our city.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I mean, speaking from the perspective of coming from Sacramento, because we don't get the likes. We never had we had an NBA team forever. We ain't never had no first round draft pick that I can remember, or have had no All-Star game or anything in our city. So
never, Narco.
No, never. All-Star game. No,
yeah, they probably don't want to go
there. They'll change the rules and say, "Oh, we only do it in one city." Before they, you know what I'm saying?
But you guys got a beautiful arena, though.
Oh, Go to One Center. The new Go to One Center is beautiful.
Man, because I went to it back in '99 when it was the old Arco Arena. Like
they shut that down.
Sitting up on the hill.
Yeah,
and it looked like it was just
like
that.
It's just the arena and nothing else around it.
It's just a big box out there in the middle of nowhere.
I'm like, when I first went there, I'm like.
Yeah, I was like 10 the first time I seen it.
Like, it's like, you got to drive through the country, it seemed like, to get there. And I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, but when you got in there, you couldn't hear nothing. Yeah. Everybody had cowbells. People had no shirts on. It was painted.
It's electric.
That was back when White Chocolate and Doug Christie and Vlade and Chris Webber and all them guys, they were good. Mike Bibby. Man. They were good, bro.
I like that. Was my favorite team back then. They couldn't get past the Lakers.
Right. Paper Stojakovic.
Yeah.
Couldn't get past
Mike
the NBA
Mike
refs.
Bibby was my favorite rep.
There you go. Blaming it on the refs again, man. Blaming it on the refs, man.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that surrounds them All-Star games that you don't really pay attention to. Like it dumps so much money into the economy. Yeah. Back to the social media thing. I done seen some Snoop Dogg sightings and stuff. Like all type of people be around, and it just brings a lot of people in the morale around the city.
So what can we do, Coach Mack? And then I want to open the same question to you. What can we do to make baseball more interesting to watch that's not the All-Star game? I can't watch 9 innings in real life.
Well, so
I mean, in TV.
You know, they got a pitch clock now. So like the baseball games where they used to take like 3 or 4 hours, like they're only like 2.5 hours. Okay. Like I go to opening game every year, and like this year I was surprised it was over. But like actually going to the game, like I can't sit and watch it on TV. Right. But being in the atmosphere and the buzz we have around it, like right now we kind of flopping or whatever, but like we got a lot of excitement stuff, like a lot of good prospects and stuff coming up. Baseball should be pretty good coming up here soon.
Okay. I think that's the crux of my answer is I think baseball needs stars. Like, you know, I think they need a Michael Jordan or, you know, they need, because we go back to Ken Griffey Jr., right? You know what I'm saying? I go back to Bo Jackson. You could go back to, I remember Eric Davis. I remember guys that were just ridiculously big stars back in the day. You know what I mean? Even, I can't remember his name, but he stole the sidearm. He was a pitcher, man.
Dennis Eckerly.
Yeah.
And he had the mustache.
You know what I'm saying? And the Bash Brothers, Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, we had him. We had like Randy Johnson and Edgar Martinez, Ichiro. And Julio is a problem. Julio Rodriguez is a problem. But
he's young.
Baseball has so much freedom and free agency, and people just don't come to Seattle because T-Mobile's not a hitter's park.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? T-Mobile's deep. And they're going to see that tonight during the home run derby. It takes, you got to send the ball yard to be able to get it out of there. Really? You know what I'm saying? Which is surprising because we still had Griffey in them when we built the park. But, you know, we built a park that's not a hitter's park. And, you know, people that are batters like that, they make money off incentives. So they want to go to parks where they know they're going to be able to get the ball out.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. So, like, even with that being the case, even expanding it to the whole MLB. Let's take some of them big bats, man, and promote these guys as the stars that we want them to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not trying to step on nobody, but I also think that, you know, I'll leave that to myself. But
please share. Please share.
I will leave that one to myself. But I think that if they elevated some of these guys as, because everybody talks Jeter and A-Rod, and that's New York though. That's one team. That's the Yankees. That's New York. That doesn't speak for the whole MLB and say this is the guy. Like we can look at LeBron James and say for the league right now, this is the guy. You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem is that, you know, most of the time in recent years, the guy in baseball, not American.
Yeah.
Right now, the best baseball player in Major League Baseball is Ohtani, hands down. He's a pitcher that hits home runs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's sick.
That's crazy.
But he's not from here.
But he's not.
You know
Does he
what I'm
speak?
saying? Look at
So
Jokic.
what
You know what I'm
about-
saying?
what
Like
about
they want to
Mike-
go. They want Jokic to go to a parade. He's like, I'm going back to my country.
Right. What about Mike Trout?
Yeah.
Mike Trout, he had his window,
Yeah.
right? But Mike Trout had a bunch of off the field trouble too. And so it's hard for you. We could sell you as the American, you know what I'm saying? American Idol for baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
Baseball is supposed to be like a clean sport, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nah,
you with the
bring
Houston.
the juice back, man. Let these guys juice up. I remember, man.
We got
That was probably the greatest time. Sammy Sosa, Mark
It was
McGuire
so
race.
fun.
That was
Yeah.
sick.
Barry Bonds. That was a
Yeah.
fun time,
That's
man.
when his head
I don't
was
care.
really big, and now his head is like normal size now.
Steroids don't increase your hand-eye coordination. Just make the ball go a little farther.
Right. No, it was at a time I think we followed it a little bit more. I don't know really none of the players like that really anymore. Like I used to follow it to a degree, and every player had somebody that was good. You had a Tony Gwynn for the Padres.
Yep.
Then you had the Ron Gantz and the Dave Justices for Atlanta.
Yep.
You had
David Justice.
for Cincinnati.
Yep.
You had Fred McGriff for the Blue Jays. You had
Man.
the Big Hurt.
The Big Hurt.
You
Yeah.
had-
Frank
you-
Thomas.
Right, you had
Yeah.
Cecil Fielder.
Yeah.
Man.
You had Big Papa.
Yup.
So you had these different players that were in different places all playing, and it looked really good. Then you had obviously the Yankees with Jeter and all them guys, but then
Yep.
Seattle had Edgar, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying, Jay Buhner.
Yep.
And so
Senior and junior and
right,
all
senior and junior, and it's just
It is a priority for baseball, though. I think
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing for them. Their pitch clock was like, how can we get more people interested? And the first problem is like, well, they think the games is too long, and so they put the pitch clock on it, and so then now they got the games down to like 2 hours, almost 2.5 at max, right? So they trying to figure it out.
But
they're working on it.
if that's the case, right, they got to make it. They can't make it too expensive. Then it's got to be a luxury. It's got to be a thing that people can go and spend a whole Saturday to go watch or a whole Sunday to go watch because you're gonna spend hours out there. So they got to make it affordable and inviting in that way.
Well, due to gas prices, nothing is affordable to get to anymore.
Let me ask you this though: is a football game, NFL football game, longer than a baseball game?
I don't know, but it's more exciting.
It's more exciting for sure.
Yeah.
But is it longer?
I'd have to do. I think baseball's
Baseball
notoriously
longer?
been the longest
Okay.
between them and soccer.
Okay. And so where does basketball fall in?
Basketball's not really that long.
Really?
I don't think so.
Not about 2.5 hours, right?
So basketball is so much of a more intimate setting because you're closer to the court, and there's so much stuff that you can do in between timeouts, TV timeouts.
Right.
You got people throwing T-shirts and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
Baseball is such a big stadium that there's not so much you can do to reach everybody.
Right. And if the announcer's weak, then you ain't gonna really feel them.
Yeah.
Unless they,
And
they
you
ain't
know,
playing
baseball is
the
more like
music.
a golf country club type feel, so they
Yeah.
ain't really doing.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. That's a good way to put
DJ
it.
Super Sam and them ain't going up there.
Right.
I mean, you think about them old games. They used to have like picnic spots where they used to be able to go out and have a picnic and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Lay some blankets out and watch the game.
I mean, hope a ball come there. They have their pitcher
Right.
gloves there
Yeah.
too. The little frying pan right there on the picnic table. Yeah, we're gonna check the All-Star game out to see what it's like tomorrow. But it's like a shout out to Seattle. And like I said again, Mayor Bruce Harrell, he's done a great job for the city since he's been elected and being able to even say that we can host it here and people can have fun. I think like even with the celebrity game, I think there was a lot of different players from different sports that got a chance to see the Seattle that never been here because there's no NBA, and they was like, this place is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got a chance to see Climate Pledge, which is a beautiful arena, and it's a shooter's
They did wonders
gym.
with Climate Pledge.
Yeah, they did a really good
There's
job.
only probably like a handful of seats that are bad, like you don't want to sit in. Like there's so many good views there. Like even what's nosebleed there is you still in a good seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Because
great
even from the
atmosphere.
suite view, when we sit, you still can see
Shout out to
everything.
Dave King. Got me living that sweet life.
Oh man, I'm big enough,
Living the sweet life.
my family,
Hey,
big enough to
the
do it.
Kraken
Man.
games, the first time I was like, I'm going in general admission. What is this? I used to valet park out of the stadium,
man.
crab legs in the suite.
Hey man, we got it when we got it, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Nah, man, this has been fun thus far, gentlemen. This part of the program, we're gonna provide a huge shout out again to Lake Berrien Presbyterian Church. They have this facility of this podcast area for us. They've created space. Shout out to everybody on their staff, and a special shout out to Benjamin Demps, which is the engineer that makes it all run here for that church in order to put everything in place here for us. Man, we thank you. We appreciate you for the place and the spot. I'm going to put you guys on the spot, man. This is my favorite part of the breakdown. It is called, what is it called, okay?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Let's go.
Here we go. This is questions. I need an answer from you both. You guys can do it vice versa. Don't need no long explanation. Just need an answer. Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase.
Chase.
Easy?
Easy.
Gosh.
Shout out to Jake Jettis.
Yeah.
Better dunker in the dunk contest, Zach LaVine or Vince Carter?
Vince Carter.
Ooh, when you make you think, that means I'm doing my job.
Yeah, I'll say Zach LaVine.
Sick.
Barry Bonds or Ken Griffey Jr.?
The sweetest swing in baseball.
Which one?
Griffey.
They both lefties. They both are sweet.
I'm a Bonds guy.
Okay.
Bonds.
So it's split
Bonds and
decision.
Little Bonds.
I gotta say both Bonds.
Right. Favorite candy as a kid? Now laters or Mambas?
Man, I like Mambas, but I used to eat them now laters like crazy. So now laters.
9 letters.
Now laters, yeah.
Especially the apple ones.
Scrambled eggs or fried eggs?
Scrambled.
With cheese.
With cheese.
With cheese. Bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
Ooh.
Sausage, you want one?
Ribs or steak?
Steak.
Easy?
Easy.
Yeah.
Wow. iPhone or Android?
What is an Android?
Android's what I got. Shout out to Android for filming this.
No,
That's why I understand now why I don't text Arcade. Send me no green bubbles.
Hey, I'm giving green bubbles. You getting green bubbles. You getting, and don't send me no I like that comment because I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
The emoji comment.
Sprite or 7-Up?
7-Up for me.
Sprite.
Cold Stones or Baskin and Robbins?
31 flavors.
Cold Stone.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like
Mary
all the
J.
ingredients.
or Erykah Badu?
Mary J, because I want to
Mary
be
J.
myself when I leave.
You don't want to come out wearing all kind of
Oh my gosh. Class act or house party? 1.
House party.
Paid in full or I got the hookup? Holla if you hear me.
Paid in full.
Rico was off the hook, man.
Then my last one. I need 3 of your favorite sport athletes in order.
In order.
In order for your favorite. It don't matter what sport. I need 3. Who want to go first?
Okay.
I need 3 of your favorite sports athletes in order.
Oh, man, this is tough. In order. Number 1 is Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Number 2 is Bo Jackson.
Okay.
And number 3. Oh, no, man.
This is tough.
Yeah, this is tough.
This is tough. Rapid fire.
Oh, number 3, Michael Jordan.
Okay. Coach Mack.
Eddie George.
Ooh.
Keem Olajuwon.
Ooh.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper
That's a
Jones.
golf guy, eh?
Baseball.
Atlanta
Braves.
Atlanta Braves.
Oh.
Chipper was shortstop. Tough. Tough.
Yep.
Hey, that is a wrap, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we thank you for another opportunity to be host before you at Only Pod Can Judge, man. We special shout out to Coach Mack for filling in, man. You got any words for the good people before we sign off?
Man, no, I appreciate y'all having me. I enjoyed it. Hope I get to stop in again.
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, support the Beach Boys. We coming.
Oh, yeah.
We coming.
RK, you got any kind words for the people?
Just doing my thing. I might be working on something. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to put it out or not, but I might be working on something. But at the same time, the crossover's coming up.
Okay.
So just give a shout out for that. You know what I'm saying? People need to come out and support that, and that's all I got.
Hey man, I will say to everybody, the crossover starts this coming weekend, the 15th and the 16th. We're gonna have some announcements this week here of who's gonna show up. We are excited. We'll definitely be talking more about it on these shows here to come. But I appreciate you, brothers, here today. Another wonderful week on Only Pod Can Judge Me. I appreciate you guys' perspective. I appreciate your purity. I appreciate your intellectual side of things here today. We out, y'all. We love you. Peace.
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 Peace and hair grease.